Actually, Gucci Mane was just robbed recently in they say it was in LA. I know that I don't know if you got to see the whole Gucci Mane Pooh Shiesty beef that's been going on. He was just robbed for his wedding ring and his watch. And they say Pooh Shiesty might allegedly have something to do with it.
Pooh Shiesty's situation isn't looking solid right now. Not even close. What was supposed to be a moment of celebration turned into straight tension, side eyes, and whispers all through the culture. The streets started buzzing heavy after rumors spread that Gucci Mane wasn't feeling disrespected anymore. And now people are saying he wants his name, his pride, and his position handled one way or another. This isn't just rap drama. This is personal.
There ain't no reconciliation. There ain't no fixing Pooh Shiesty and Gucci Mane issues. Pooh Shiesty, once off the label, like again, by force, by coercion, or Gucci Mane could just do it an easy way. But Gucci is thinking he could reconcile. Pooh Shiesty is at a point where he can't reconcile.
And it went left fast. Pooh Shiesty, born Lontrell Donald Williams Jr., came out of Memphis, Tennessee, a city where survival isn't optional, it's required. He broke through on the mainstream level with Back in Blood featuring Lil Durk. But his story started way before the charts. Raised in South Memphis, Pooh learned early that loyalty carries weight and disrespect comes with real consequences. In that environment, you either stand on your word or you don't last long. His family ties ran deep in the streets, and Pooh Shiesty picked up on that code young. Respect wasn't something handed out, it had to be proven. Memphis was already heated with different crews clashing, and everybody was trying to make a name for themselves. One person always right there with him was his cousin Big Scarr. They weren't just related, they moved like brothers, always watching each other's back in dangerous territory. The Memphis scene hit different from everywhere else. It was raw, unfiltered, and serious about consequences. Pooh Shiesty soaked all that in and poured it straight into his music, but he never forgot where he came from or the rules he was raised under. In Memphis, your word means everything, and once trust is broken, the fallout can be permanent. At the same time, Gucci Mane had already built a powerful empire out of Atlanta. With 1,017 records, he became known for spotting raw talent and turning them into stars. But Gucci also had another reputation. When he feels crossed, he doesn't take it lightly. And while Pooh Shiesty's career was rising, his family was hit with a devastating loss. Big Scarr, Pooh Shiesty's cousin and also an artist under Gucci's 1017 label, passed away unexpectedly. This wasn't just business, this was blood. In Memphis, family comes before everything, no questions asked. And from Pooh Shiesty's perspective, when family passes, everybody is supposed to show up fully. No excuses. That's where things started to spiral. According to Big Scarr's family, when they contacted Gucci Mane about funeral support, the response didn't sit right at all. They claimed Gucci only sent around $10,000 for flowers and explained he couldn't cover more because his wife's birthday was coming up. To the family, that explanation felt wild, especially coming from someone with that level of money and influence. After Big Scarr passed, the situation didn't stay quiet at all. People close to him started speaking up publicly, and the frustration was loud. The story they told was simple but explosive. Calls going unanswered, messages ignored, and support that never really showed up when it mattered most. From their point of view, Gucci Mane went ghost at the worst possible time, and that rubbed everybody the wrong way. The family made it clear they felt insulted. In their eyes, $10,000 barely covered decorations, let alone honoring someone they believed meant so much more. The message was clear. Big Scarr deserved better, and they weren't afraid to say it out loud. That kind of talk travels fast, especially in a city like Memphis. All of this hit Pooh Shiesty personally because Big Scarr wasn't just an artist to him. That was family. To Pooh, it felt like Gucci Mane brushed his people off when they were hurting the most. In Memphis culture, when someone passes, everybody is expected to step up together. So for a major label head to act like proper support was out of reach, that was seen as straight disrespect. Around that same time, Gucci Mane was also getting into heated exchanges online, including tension with Big 30 in comment sections. Shots were being thrown, energy was high, and Gucci was moving like nobody could check him. Pooh Shiesty was watching all of this closely, even if he wasn't speaking on it. He started noticing a pattern that didn't sit right, Memphis artists not getting the respect they felt they earned. At that point, it stopped being about money. It became about principle. When artists sign to a label, that's supposed to mean loyalty goes both ways. Pooh Shiesty felt like Memphis talent was being treated like they were replaceable, and history shows that kind of attitude always circles back. Now here's where things got confusing for outsiders. When Pooh Shiesty came home from his legal situation, Gucci Mane was one of the first people to publicly show support. Posts went up, love was shown, and fans assumed everything was back on good terms. People started talking about future music and big moves from the 1017 camp. But behind closed doors, the energy wasn't the same at all. The Big Scarr situation had already changed how Pooh Shiesty viewed that relationship. Sitting away gave him time to really think. And when he came back, his mindset was different. Pooh Shiesty realized he wasn't the same hungry newcomer anymore. He had his own money, his own fan base, and his own pull in the streets. That made him ask a real question. What value was the label still adding at this stage? From there, his thinking shifted heavy. He started looking at ownership, percentages, and independence. Why split earnings with people he felt didn't respect his family? He already proved he could make hits, and the streets were riding with him strong. At that point, he wasn't looking for guidance anymore. He was ready to move on his own terms. When Gucci Mane reached out about renewing deals or locking in new projects, Pooh Shiesty didn't respond the same way he used to. There was no rush, no excitement, just distance. His energy was colder, more strategic, and Gucci picked up on it instantly. Even the streets started whispering that Pooh had outgrown 1017 and didn't need that situation anymore. Behind the scenes, other labels were already circling. Better offers, cleaner terms, and more respect were being put on the table. Yo Gotti's CMG stood out the most, and that wasn't random at all. Both sides were from Memphis, spoke the same language, and understood the culture without explanation. On top of that, Pooh was hearing chatter that Gucci had been slick-talking Memphis artists, acting like they should feel lucky just to be associated with 1017. That kind of attitude didn't sit right with someone who earned everything the hard way. Pooh came from nothing, stood on his name, and built his own lane. So within a short span of time, he went from being one of 1017's most loyal artists to questioning the entire relationship. He had reached a point where he could make his own calls, and that independence clearly made Gucci uncomfortable. But just as Pooh was mapping out his next chapter, everything came to a head unexpectedly. He and Gucci Mane crossed paths in a studio meeting that was supposed to be strictly business. The goal was simple: talk through their future and see if there was still common ground. Instead, the conversation took a sharp turn. People close to the situation say Gucci tried hard to keep Pooh under the 1017 umbrella. Better terms were mentioned, more money was likely discussed, and loyalty was pushed heavy. But Pooh wasn't interested. His mind was already made up, and no offer was strong enough to change that. Things got tense when Gucci started leaning on the idea of loyalty and reminding Pooh who helped launch his career. That approach didn't land how he expected. Pooh immediately fired back, bringing up the Big Scarr situation and how his family felt ignored during their hardest moment. That wound was still fresh, and it shifted the entire tone of the room. That's when the energy changed fast. Voices rose, respect was questioned, and Pooh made it clear he felt Gucci wasn't the same person he once respected. He accused him of losing touch with the culture that built him. The air in the studio felt heavy, like something was about to snap. Security was present, but the balance in the room was off. Pooh didn't arrive alone, and before anyone could cool things down, the situation escalated. In a move that stunned everyone there, Gucci ended up leaving the studio without personal items he walked in with, including his wedding ring and a high-end watch, while the room stood frozen. This situation wasn't really about jewelry at all. Taking someone's wedding ring hits way deeper than money. That ring represents marriage, commitment, and respect. So when it's taken, the message is loud and clear. It says this person isn't above being checked, and nothing about them is off limits anymore. Everything unfolded so fast that even Gucci Mane's security couldn't react in time. When you're caught off guard, outnumbered, and boxed into a tight space, sometimes the smartest move is to get out safely and avoid things going even further. Pooh Shiesty never really denied what happened either. His stance was simple. From his point of view, Gucci had it coming. In Pooh Shiesty's eyes, the disrespect started earlier with the Big Scarr situation. He felt his family was brushed aside during a moment of real pain, and this was him responding in the only way he believed Gucci would truly understand. On top of that, the incident didn't just happen quietly. It went down in front of people who were guaranteed to talk, making the embarrassment even heavier. Word spread fast. The story moved through the streets and online spaces like wildfire. And for Gucci Mane, this moment pulled back the curtain on something fans had already been questioning. People started saying this wasn't the same Gucci they remembered. The older version of Gucci would have reacted instantly, without hesitation. Back then, fans believed the response would have been immediate and aggressive. But this version of Gucci, married, business-focused, and more measured, moved differently. Instead of reacting right away, he took time to think, which led some people to question whether he'd changed too much or lost that edge. The talk got louder by the day. Folks kept saying the old Gucci would have never let something like this slide. They believed a response would have come the same night, no delays, no second thoughts. But people close to the situation said Gucci wasn't moving off emotion, he was thinking strategically. Behind the scenes, it was being said that Gucci was more upset about the disrespect than the actual items taken. Having something like that happen in your own studio, in front of your own people, cuts deep. And the wedding ring made it even more personal because it involved his wife, and bringing family into street situations crosses a serious line. According to people around him, Gucci felt the situation had crossed into personal territory. At that point, it wasn't just business anymore. In his mind, Pooh Shiesty had changed the rules. And once that happens, there's no undoing it. Once the story hit the public, everything exploded. People were split straight down the middle. Some felt Pooh Shiesty was justified, saying he stood up for his family when nobody else did. Others believed he made a serious misstep by putting hands on someone with Gucci Mane's history, reach, and influence. Either way, all eyes were locked on how Gucci would respond. For Gucci Mane, this moment became a real test. Even though he's grown into a businessman and family man, the streets still judge him by old standards. Letting something like this go unchecked wouldn't just be about losing jewelry, it would be about losing respect. And in that world, respect is everything. If word got out that Gucci could be tested without consequences, it would shake his entire image. That's what made the situation so complicated. Pooh Shiesty wasn't acting out of nowhere. From his perspective, the way Big Scarr's situation was handled caused real pain for his family. To them, it wasn't business, it was personal. And in their eyes, this was a response to being brushed aside when it mattered most. But the streets don't operate on emotions alone. There's an unwritten code, and once it's broken, there's no clean way back. You don't confront a former mentor in his own space and expect the situation to fade quietly. That line was crossed, and both sides were now locked into a situation that couldn't just be ignored. What makes it even worse is that none of this had to happen. If communication had been handled better from the start, the tension might have never reached this point. A little respect, a little understanding, and things could have gone a completely different direction. Instead, everything spiraled. Fans were left guessing how this would end. Some thought it would play out through legal channels, others believed it would stay behind closed doors, and a few hoped cooler heads might eventually sit down and clear the air. Behind the scenes, people in the industry were reportedly trying to calm things down. Both artists had too much to lose, and letting pride push things further could damage careers permanently. But when family is involved and respect feels violated, logic doesn't always win. One thing was already clear though. Whatever happens next, the bond between these two was permanently altered. What once looked like a powerful partnership had turned into a cautionary story about pride, respect, and missed chances. When everything settles, one thing is clear. There's no easy middle ground here. The streets are watching closely, and how this plays out will shape how both Gucci Mane and Pooh Shiesty are remembered moving forward. Will Gucci lean into his old reputation, or will he choose a quieter, business-first approach? Either way, every move from here on out carries weight. At the end of the day, both sides have real lives beyond the headlines. Families, careers, and legacies are all on the line. Situations like this don't just disappear. They leave marks, especially when pride and respect get tangled up with money and power. And history shows that once those lines blur, things can spiral fast. A lot of people are hoping cooler heads step in before things go any further. Nobody wants to see this situation end with permanent damage on either side. But let's be real. Hip-hop has always been built on respect. And when someone feels that respect was crossed, emotions don't follow a script. This whole story is a reminder that even now, the culture still moves by certain rules. Ignore them and consequences follow. Business disagreements mixed with personal pain can turn volatile quick, and once that door opens, it's hard to close. Now, if you made it this far, make sure you show some love. Hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. More stories, more breakdowns, and way more celebrity drama are on the way. And don't click away just yet. Check out the next video popping up on your screen right now for even more wild moments from the culture. We'll catch you on the next one.